Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is now 7:19. I'd just like to apologize for the delay. We're having some technical difficulties. But just like to say good morning to everyone on their way to work, school, just starting your day. Good morning to everybody locked on at 99.9, the clean, fresh sound. Good morning to those in the diaspora. Good morning to Ann, Joshua, everyone always tuned in early to us on Activated Mornings this morning. You're listening to Ari, and with me in studio is Roleza. Good morning, Roleza.
Morning, Ari. How do you do? Yeah, we're doing that again. How do you do?
I am great and highly favored in the Lord. How about you?
I'm all right. I feel like I'm coming down with a little something. And I noticed you're keeping your safe distance.
3.5.
I noticed it, I actually noticed
3.5. 3.5. I don't believe you'll sit this.
I ain't wrong, yeah. And this is one of the worst things. I don't think I'm totally in the category of self-employed anymore. But when you are partially self-employed, it's one of the worst things to have to feel like you're getting sick. But y'all will tug it out. I will tug it out, okay?
Now, unfortunately, we were greeted yesterday with some bad news.
Oh, wait, before you continue, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to say good morning to the gentleman who I met speaking with Mr. Musa yesterday. He actually went to school with you, Ari, but I didn't get his name, right? So special good morning to him, because he says that he's always listening to not just this program, but to WEFM on a whole. So good morning to him, and also to the gentleman who I've known for years, whose name I still do not know to this day, who I met in Stoplight, who also says that he listens to the program. So special good morning to both of you in particular.
All right. Good morning to you guys. So unfortunately, we were met with some news yesterday, which were 2 men were found burnt in Parkhill. So according to Searchlight and ANN, police are investigating the discovery of 2 badly burnt bodies, which were found in Parkhill yesterday, Monday, April 8th, 2024. Searchlight was told that police officers received a call just after noon about the bodies. The bodies were tied together and badly burnt and were found to the back of the home of one of the deceased. The deceased men have been identified as Brenton Barker, popularly known as Marvin, and Calvert Smart, who was commonly known as Vert. Both young men resided in Parkhill. Residents rushed to the area upon learning of the incident. Many persons expressed shock that such a crime was committed in the relatively quiet village. They also expressed regret over tragic loss of the young men. Both men were reportedly farmers, and Smart was known for walking around the village and selling vegetables and ground provision. Barker had many crops growing in his yard. The bodies were removed on Monday and transported to the Kingston mortuary, where post-mortem examinations are to be performed to determine the cause of death. On March 26, 2024, the police were called out to the neighboring village of South Rivers following the discovery of the body of Clinton Hackshaw. Hackshaw's body reportedly bore multiple gunshot injuries. Investigations into the deaths are ongoing. So what are your thoughts, Roleza?
Sounded like a little bit of a TV thing happening. In terms of the charred bodies, them being bound together, it's almost like, yes, Krempel, good morning. Almost sounded like, one of those things that you hear, like it's a sort of mafia type hit. But I think at this point, I don't even know how to think or how to feel anymore, Ari. It's almost as if every time you hear something, it's something that's a little bit more gruesome that is happening. It's not just necessarily a case of a murder, but clearly there would have been signs of probably trying to disguise the bodies by burning them. I'm not sure how easy it is for anybody to go missing in a community, much less to 2 persons, So even if their attempt was to disguise the body by hoping that the bodies would have been unrecognizable, that they failed in their attempts. So, the persons or perpetrators who would have done it, they failed in their attempts. But I don't know how to feel anymore at this point, Ari. I really don't know.
No, the initial reactions for it kind of odd to me because I'm not that old, and it's not the first time that I've come across stories like this. But what I'm wondering is there some sort of serial killer person living amongst us? Because over the years we have heard stories of bodies being burnt or discovering burnt bodies. In 2018, There was a body discovered in Stubbs, severely burnt, and they had signs of blood force trauma. Sorry, a concrete brick was on the head of the body, and another was nearby, triggering speculations that they might be linked to the death. At least that's the report by Eyewitness News. NBC News had reported that in 2014, that police are continuing investigations into the death of a British national, John Edward Garner, whose body was found aboard a partly burnt life raft about 50 nautical miles west of Buckerment. Police say that they received reports at approximately 12:30 p.m. that a yacht was on fire at sea off the Buckerment waters. Coast Guard Service responded immediately to the report, and Garner, 53, was found with injuries to both of his legs and his head. He was rushed to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. I also had a neighbor who had gone missing, and they had found a body that they believed to be his burnt in a barrel on the Leeward coast. I think it was Chateaubelair or somewhere down on that side. This may have been 2010 or 2011, if I'm getting the years right.
Okay.
And moving up, if you just Google burnt body SVG, you would find stuff. But I think what's different or what's interesting about this is that the bodies were bound together.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, and I hate to throw these kind of speculations out there, but I'm wondering if it is that they are familiar with each other, if it is that they both may have aggrieved someone, and this was the outcome of that. But regardless.
Yeah, actually, and that's the thing. I'm actually awaiting more information, and it's not to victim shame or anything, but just to know what is their history like in terms of did they have any incidents with the law, etc. Just to have that background information. Now, of course, I'm not in any way saying that this is a justification for any sort of retaliatory, that's a word, retaliation. And let me just use that word. For any sort of retaliation, but it would, for me, it's just interesting to hear what the background of these persons are. Hi,
all right, we have a call coming in. Good morning, caller. You live?
Yeah, I think because at this point I'm tired of hearing.
What do you mean the modern world? You've been around for a while. Is this new to you? Is this something that the first time you're hearing it happen in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Really? Didn't you work in media, Dave? Didn't you work in media, Dave? Did you work in media? How can you confidently say that? I am much younger than you and I know of multiple stories. Well, then you can't come here and call in with conviction and saying, what is St. Vincent coming to? This is the first time. Is this a modern thing? You can't say so with confidence, knowing. I'm not trying to stop you from saying anything, but you often call in and you try to paint this picture that whatever is happening in St. Vincent is brand new, so something must be wrong with the current culture of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay, so I think so Dave and Ari, honorable members. I think for me, Dave, the point that I was making and why it's difficult for me to find the words is because at this point I'm actually just tired. I am tired of having for us to discuss these type of incidents. As Ari is correctly saying, it's nothing new because growing up I would have heard of similar incidents or similar gruesome acts, etc. But it's just that at this point I'm tired. Like I would prefer for us to be coming here on a morning radio to be able to write. So I think maybe it's the choice of words that you've used, which is why Ari responded the way in which he did. But maybe we're both at a stage where we're just tired of having to. Hmm. The- okay. Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. No, nobody was trying to do that.
Okay,
Don't-
Dave, you're
yeah.
well over. You're at 4 minutes now. You're at
okay,
4 minutes
cool.
now, Dave.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, all right.
No
Thanks for your
problem, no problem,
contribution.
Dave.
To wrap up this segment, I just want to say, I do think things like these are very unfortunate. And the thing is, the first thought that went to my head, although I might not be correct, is our borders are open. We do not know if it is that there are people who've entered the country legally might have committed these acts. We don't know if it's Vincentians that committed these acts. But regardless, these acts are pure evil. How can you, in 2024, have the stomach to tie guys together and burn them and leave them in a yard?
And I think it's the way in which it was done as well, too, is and clearly they would have put in my head, they would have put things over them, and it's almost like you're disposing of garbage, which
Yes.
isn't, I'm not acquainting or not trying to say that the men are garbage, but the way in which you do it in terms of disposing of the bodies and using probably something to get the fire going. It's almost as if you have a backyard and you're just trying to dispose of garbage, which is unfortunate, so yeah.
It is very unfortunate, and I'd like to express condolences to family, friends, the people of Parkhill who appear to have been shaken up, and I would have been shaken up about a situation like this. I remember a few years ago, a guy was decapitated in Kittles, and that definitely took the community off guard. So I could imagine how the people of Parkhill felt yesterday, being exposed to something like this.
All right. So,
but unfortunately, the time is 7:32, soon to be 7:33. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with Traffic Talk, and following Traffic Talk, we'll be back with Activated Mornings at 7:45. Don't touch that dial.